I'm proud today on behalf of the Prime Minister and the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining and the RADA team to present you with not just a spray pan but your own brand new defeathering machine. This machine will allow her to defeather 3 chickens in 1 minute.
Ask for what you want. Believe that you deserve it and then allow life to give it to you. And you might just get more than what you've asked for. Welcome to another exciting edition of Jamaica Magazine. I am your host, Audrey Williams. Today we look at some of the ways in which our women contribute to agriculture, as well as the foundation of our power as Black people, and how we will continue to increase in beauty. All this and more when we return. Don't go anywhere.
In spite of all our differences, along with all our problems, I believe. And despite the crime and violence, and men and women dying, I believe. From the boots of Dolphin Mountains, let all our voices ring, oh, I believe. I believe that we can make a change and spread a gleam of hope across our country. I believe that we can join our hands and make a difference in Jamaica. I believe.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, July 28, 2023. The government of Jamaica is formulating a comprehensive strategy to upgrade the Norman Manley International Airport, NMIA, in partnership with its operator, PACAL. Minister of Transport Darrell Vaz toured the airport on Wednesday. During the tour, he consulted stakeholders about their concerns regarding the facility.
What I will get from PACAL coming out of this meeting is a short, medium and long-term plan in terms of the upgrading of the facility. We are very aware that the facility is an old facility and the equipment here is old, such as the air conditioners, etc. But there has to be a level of customer satisfaction for incoming and outgoing passengers.
Among the upgrades that have been done, he took note of improvements to the temperature inside the facility and said more would be done in the short term to mitigate inconveniences.
I'm also happy to state that the negotiation or the renegotiation from the concession agreement that we have received confirmation from PACAL, which now will go back to Cabinet, and once approved by Cabinet will allow for PACAL now to start their investment program in terms of the extension of the runway and the other things that are in that concession agreement.
Chief Executive Officer of PACAL, Fernanda Vistrain, is assuring the public that they will see improvements at the airport.
We are going to work hard. We're going to provide this plan with a short, medium, and long-term actions. But you will see a change, I can assure you, on behalf of my company and my personal opinion, you will see an important change in the following months.
Visitors to the idyllic bath fountain in St. Thomas can now enjoy a smoother journey to the attraction as the first part of a project to upgrade the access road was recently completed. Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett officially opened Phase 1 of the $45.5 million Bath Access Road Rehabilitation Project recently. It was financed by the Tourism Enhancement Fund, TEF, and executed by the National Works Agency. Minister Bartlett says the new and improved road is essential to providing access to what he describes as a signature attraction for the parish. St. Thomas is being positioned as the next frontier for tourism in Jamaica, with several developments planned for the parish. During a recent tour of the parish, the tourism minister indicated that upgrading of the Bath Fountain Hotel was among the developments planned for St. Thomas.
To Bath, as you know, Bath is a big and major asset for us. It's one of the best natural hot springs in the world. And we're going to do much with it down the road. This government is excited about the future of St. Thomas.
The minister says once key pieces of infrastructure, like the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project and the new Moran Bay Urban Center, are in place, more investments will begin to flow into the Eastern Parish. The government of Jamaica is affirming that it remains sensitive to the unstable conditions in Haiti and is working to secure positive outcomes for the 37 Haitian nationals who arrived on the island on Monday, July 10. Earlier this week, the Ministry of National Security reported that it was making preparations to process applications for asylum for the group, which includes 24 males, 5 females, and 8 children. 29 of them were convicted of illegal entry to Jamaica on Tuesday, July 18, in the Portland Parish Court. Now they are going through the process of completing the required application forms for asylum. It is expected that this process will be concluded over the next few days, as each applicant must be interviewed separately, aided by an interpreter, to ensure full understanding of the process. Once the applications are received by the ministry, it will be reviewed by an eligibility committee comprised of senior officers in the ministries responsible for immigration, foreign affairs, and justice. The Security Ministry says it will also request support from the Attorney General's chambers in reviewing the applications. Upon completion of the review, a recommendation will be submitted to the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of National Security, who will consider the committee's findings and make a decision in keeping with the options articulated in the refugee policy. That decision is to be communicated to the applicants in writing within 10 working days of the decision. Since the group arrived in Jamaica, the Jamaica Constabulary Force has commenced its security screening, while the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency undertook interviews and the Ministry of Health and Wellness completed the necessary health checks. They have been housed at a campsite in St. Mary, where they have been receiving welfare support from the Disaster Relief Committee of the Municipal Council in partnership with the Red Cross and the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Robbins Bay. A fundraising initiative was launched on Tuesday to finance revamping and expansion of the burn unit at the University Hospital of the West Indies, UHWI. $260 million is needed to outfit the unit to effectively treat burn victims in the country. The fundraising drive is being led by the state's oil refinery, Petrojam, which has pledged $10 million per year to the project. West Indies Petroleum has pledged 50% of Petrojam's yearly donation. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton says this is another important public-private partnership to provide cost-effective health care and save lives.
In fact, we do have facilities at the UWI, you saw that. We have a facility at Bustamante Hospital for Children, Cornwall Regional Hospital, and KPH. We see about 1,000, I'm told, patients a year, most of them not severe, and the current infrastructure is able to treat with these patients, but we do have the severe burns. And for that reason, this burn unit, an advanced unit, as you have seen and heard about, is necessary to save lives.
Minister Tufton says improving the burn unit will also help the UHWI provide capacity building training in Jamaica and the region.
A lot of people come here for care. Some of the small islands don't have the capacity, and they have to fly to Miami or some other place, and it's far more expensive. We can, by adding this unit, provide additional support to our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean region.
The plan is to expand the existing facility from 870 square feet to approximately 4,400 square feet and capacity to house outpatient and scar management care areas. And finally, the Jamaica Railway Corporation, JRC, will be hosting a round-trip train excursion on Emancipation Day, August 1, on the Spanish Town to Linstead leg of the railway. Boarding for the excursion begins at 9:30 a.m. with the train set to depart at 10 a.m. It will include a tour guide and entertainment. Passengers will also get to experience the Linstead community, where vendors will have Jamaican treats on sale. Tickets for the event are priced at $1,500 for adults and $750 for children 3 to 12 years old. Interested persons can purchase tickets at the JRC's head office at 142 Barry Street in downtown Kingston, the Spanish Town train station, or Gina's Pharmacy in Portmore. Secured parking will be available at the Spanish Town train station. For more information on this Emancipation Day train excursion, call 876-922-7259 or visit the JRC's Instagram page at Jamaica Railway Corporation. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
A growing number of Jamaicans, including women, are establishing their own farms to assist the country achieve food security while making a living. Our next feature shows how this is being achieved for one of those women farmers.
Farming is a good thing. We have to farm to feed ourselves, yes? Because the money that is going out of the country can stay in the country and develop the country more. Hello, my name is Merlin McAnuff, living in Tupper Hill, Rockall, St. Andrew.
Miss McAnuff is a woman who understands the ins and outs of growing crops and rearing animals, skills she developed from an early age.
I came from a farming background. As a child, I would see the little tomato, sucker them, and I will take them up and start doing my own farming.
Life then called for the mandatory survival course, and so she joined the regular 9-to-5 to make ends meet. But the love of farming did not leave her.
I was working at Church's Credit Union, now First Heritage Credit Union, where I used to farm in my spare time until I met Mr. Vincent McAnuff. Met him August 2000. We got married January 2001.
With Mr. McAnuff's background in farming as their foundation, the couple would set out to St. Ann, where they cultivated cabbage and yams.
But the marriage cut short because he died 2003. So I came home back, not having a husband, not having a job, don't decide to go back in the office. I just took up my cutlass, my hoe, and my fork, and I set back on the land that I was working on.
And up sprung a little sweet pepper, papaya, and string bean, which led to much more.
Now I have corn, celery, yam, sweet potato, cocoa, dasheen, just name it.
Being a pastor for several churches, Ms. McAnuff says she owes it all to God. She creates a daily routine to ensure everything is on schedule.
When I get up in the morning, I do my prayer and then I sit to the field because sometimes the sun is very hot. So when you come out in the cool of the morning, you can work with my church. Of course, I preach at 6 churches and I have to attend meeting, I have to attend funeral and all of those, and to go to the market on a Friday.
As a woman in farming, the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, noticed her efforts to contribute to Jamaica's food production.
Because of my dedication in farming, and they came and they saw the things that I'm doing. And for one, I can tell you, RADA support me a whole lot. Recently, I received a catchment tank up there from RADA, 1,000 gallons. So I just reap between 900 to 1,000 pound weight of Irish potatoes. And those seeds were given to me by RADA. Even those corn down there, RADA. I have a big pack of carrot seed at home, RADA. There's a bed up there with some sweet pepper sucker as well. I got them from RADA. They always come and give me machines, fertilizer, sprays.
Agriculture is one of the main drivers of economic growth in Jamaica, earning foreign exchange and creating jobs. Our women are a part of that story, helping to grow the sector and secure Jamaica's food security.
From farming, fisheries, research and development to veterinary medicine, agro-processing, policy development, agribusiness, and other areas, women have taken up the mantle to lead in their respective roles. To support women farmers, we have also made access to the agricultural land a priority for women through the Agro Investment Corporation, AIC, where 20% of all government-owned lands are allocated to youth, including women ages 17 to 35 for agribusiness projects.
And to all Jamaicans, Madam Speaker, we say, let us remain focused and committed to building on the foundation that we now have so that we can establish truly a strong, sustainable and resilient agriculture and fisheries sector going forward.
Now, I am going to continue.
Brethren, the road signs make the traffic environment safe. The green light means go. Red means stop. Amber also means stop. Yeah man, it don't mean you must speed up. And get this, even if the light's on green, when the traffic is thick, don't bother move off and block the intersection. And please, don't stop on a pedestrian crossing. Look out for children, the disabled and the elderly. Follow the signs so they all can arrive alive. Be a good road user. Obey the road signs and look out for each other.
Our ancestors fought to be free people on these lands. It is now our responsibility to protect the natural heritage they have bequeathed us. We examine how the Hills to Ocean initiative is aiming to repair our watersheds and increase Jamaica's climate resilience. The goal is to maintain and protect the environment for future generations to enjoy and benefit.
Spectacular views of the Blue Mountains, the cradle for the Wadwater River watershed, one of Jamaica's 26 watersheds, and the source of 40% of the water for the Kingston metropolitan area. Fresh water rolls from these hills to the valley, supplying one of Jamaica's longest rivers, the White River, flowing for 27 kilometers past bamboo groves and lush vegetation, crossing the boundary lines of the northeastern parishes of St. Anne and St. Mary to empty into the Ocho Rios Fish Sanctuary and into the Caribbean Sea. A Jamaican path from hills to ocean. This is a story of a remarkable project to increase Jamaica's resilience to climate change by sustaining our watersheds, our coastlines, our land and marine resources, while empowering more Jamaicans with the required knowledge and awareness to secure their livelihoods in these spaces. The Hills to Ocean project is funded by the European Union Global Climate Change Alliance Plus in partnership with the Government of Jamaica to the tune of €6 million over 5 years. The project will implement integrated and sustainable landscape and coastal management interventions to tackle the thorny challenges of declining ecosystems, biodiversity loss, land degradation, and the vagaries of climate change affecting vulnerable communities in Jamaica.
project intends to stop erosion in selected watersheds to reduce degradation of important terrestrial habitats, sedimentation of the marine space, loss of soil productivity, and pollution of the rivers and streams for improper waste management. The restorative activities are therefore designed towards building climate resilience and transforming managing capabilities within affected ecosystems and communities.
In the lower reaches of the watershed, the flow of the Wagwater River has slowed to a trickle in parts of the picturesque Castleton Botanical Gardens. For Oswald Eyre, a longtime resident of the Wagwater Valley and president of a local NGO working with 17 communities, the Hills to Ocean project is a welcomed addition to the ongoing efforts to restore the watershed.
These are two big resources, Castleton Gardens and the Wagwater and its tributaries. In the early days, the Wagwater was most important for fishing, for recreation, for training everybody on the banks of the Wagwater, some 17 to 18,000 persons. By age 10 or so, they will be able to swim. There was a section of the river that we call Deep Hole, very deep, and it retained water. And when rainfall is low, those deep holes will gradually feed the stream with water. And by the time they are exhausted, rain would come again and refill them. All that is gone today.
The Hills to Ocean project will directly benefit Castleton Gardens and many other communities and residents who make their livelihood from key economic sectors like agriculture and tourism. There are 3 targeted watershed management units under the project: the Wagwater WMU, including Castleton Gardens, the Rio Nuevo WMU in St. Mary, and the Rio Bueno White River WMU in St. Anne and Trelawney. The project will also focus on wetland ecosystems at Winds Morass on the coast of Falmouth, Trelawney, and farther inland at the Mason River Protected Area at the border of St. Anne and Clarendon, a Ramsar site known for its rich biodiversity. The Hills to Ocean project will also assess the health and distribution of seagrass beds in the Ocho-Rios Marine Park Protected Area and at the Helsha Bay and Half Moon Bay Portland Bight Protected Area in St. Catherine and Clarendon. From hills to ocean, the downstream effect of pollution and indiscriminate dumping of solid waste in the White River pose real threats and challenges for Ocho-Rios, once a sleepy fishing village, now a bustling town with vibrant tourism and other commercial interests, and the community of fishermen who were there from the beginning. Belinda Collier-Morrow, a diver and chair of the White River Marine Association, which has partnered with the fishermen in the area to run the Ocho-Rios Fish Sanctuary, remembers a time when the coral reefs were healthy and the fish were in abundance.
This project will definitely help us because we're totally aligned with what this project is doing. When people clear the lands, that's also coming into the river and smothering and getting out to sea, smothering the corals. And you see the river turns brown. You can see it goes for miles out to sea when we've had a big rain. So this project will work to address things like that. Better farming practices that will affect the river. That will in turn affect what we're doing out there.
I think the Hills to Ocean is a great platform for us to really get information about how serious this is, because we, as the White River Fish Sanctuary, as a local community-based group, we can only do so much.
Working in the sanctuary, it's an eye-opening, for it teaches us to care, the bad habits and, the do and the don'ts,
If people have an understanding of what their actions do and why it matters, I think that is what is going to make a difference.
The Planning Institute of Jamaica is the executing agency of this high-level Hills to Ocean project. A core project management unit collaborates and coordinates daily with technical experts from the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, and the Public Gardens Division, and from NEPA, the National Environment and Planning Agency.
The implementation of this project is a direct investment in data collection and research and will strengthen the technical capacity of the National Environment and Planning Agency, ultimately bolstering its monitoring and early warning capabilities. Together, let us join hands and hearts to manage and protect Jamaica's land, wood, air, and water.
Given the new national campaign by the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries to grow smart and eat smart, we look forward to the new possibilities presented under this project to teach new techniques, build resilience, and strengthen our island nation. RADA aims through the promotion of integrated and sustainable land management practices as well as direct transfer of knowledge to achieve these goals.
The Hills to Ocean project was developed through partnership and collaboration. The direct project beneficiaries are members of the communities in the 3 named WMUs, but the entire Jamaican population will benefit from its outcomes. The PIOJ looks forward to continued collaboration with residents, the European Union, and state partners in making this project a success.
We value and appreciate the cooperation with Jamaica regarding this project, as it will allow us to further progress on the joint fight on climate change. Jamaica has proven to be a pioneer in the region regarding the subject, and we are very happy to see that actions are taking place every day to improve the life of Jamaicans, as well as of all those sharing this planet, since climate change doesn't stop at national borders.
At the start of this show, we showed the presentation of a defeathering machine to one of our farmers. This equipment is meant to remove chicken feathers by directing a set of flexible ribbed rubber fingers towards different sections of the bird. While rotating, these rubber fingers scrape against the carcass and pluck off feathers from scalded birds. This technology will allow for faster defeathering of the chicken, reducing the time it takes a farmer to have their poultry ready for sale. And here's what the farmer thinks of her new gift.
I feel very special to know that I only asked for a donkey to help me with my need, to come over the hill with the chicken feeding. And I did not know that a chicken picker was in the process. So I feel very, very, very special to know that this thing that they call a chicken picker is going to help me to do my work more faster, and I will have more time to school my children.
We've reached the end of our program. Get a recap of everything you saw here and more on our website, jis.gov.jm. I'm Audrey Williams. Bye for now.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.